Michael asks Jill if she's one of those women he's heard so much about, and she immediately offers to get naked, as women do.
Hello everybody, welcome to a new video segment called I Didn't Realize Until Very Recently That March Has 5 Fridays in It.
It's time for more deep thoughts with Heinlein. Cannibalism is actually fine. That concludes our deep thoughts with Heinlein. Oh man, bro, you got me good. But we'll have a good laugh about this over the Amontillado, am I right? And Montresor's like, sure we will, buddy. And Fortunato's like, dude! And Montresor's like, dude, indeed!
But there is one they fear. In their tongue, he is Luvakin, should be born.
Oh god, what are you doing here?
One day, when Gregory was supposed to be studying for finals. It's time for more deep thoughts with Heinlein. All human achievement has been motivated by the promise of hot, steamy sex. That concludes our deep thoughts with Heinlein.
This happened 3 more times, hilariously, until Lamachus actually died at the battle, and then it gets sad. Becomes hilarious again later, but for now it's sad.
And their punishment? Naked forever!
If you want to be indecent in the company of others, so help me God, you will be indecent in the company of others.
Daddy issues.
Caesar?
Gee, you're right. If only we had someone who'd be willing to incarnate and die really painfully in order to cleanse humanity of their sins. So, could I get a volunteer from the audience? Jesus, my boy, you want to do your old man proud?
Killing people can be surprisingly labor-intensive and prone to mistakes.
However, our hero Satan...
Contemporary accusations that Louis suffered from PP too small were a result of the perceived connection between weak political performance and insufficient manliness.
So now she can do things like talk and have sex. You kids have fun. But he and all his friends are abruptly turned into snakes. Terrifying forest full of poison thorns and harpies. Yay!
Likely derived from the queen being stuffed in a much less conspicuous laundry bag instead.
Bertilac heads out to hunt one morning and his wife immediately starts putting the moves on Gawain.
Now, unfortunately, Red's drawing hand fell off in a tragic sitting incident last week, and as such it falls to me to be humanity's last artistic hope.
This love interest didn't turn into a plant until after the second date.
Am I a globalist snowflake cuck? That is up to you to decide.
This chump really believes that. He must be rocking some donkey ears or something. And the raw power of that sick, nasty burn physically transforms...
Blow up Parliament.
She's actually poisoned her boobs.
It was fine to be gay, but only if you were the top. Which seems extremely arbitrary, but knowing the Romans...
Apollo transforms the dying hyacinthus into a flower to preserve his life and beauty forever, writes a little bit of emo poetry on the petals.
They are old as... old.
Let's be real, when a toddler gives you a handful of something, you probably don't want to eat it anyway.
Louis was more likely afflicted with, ouch, pee-pee too big. Yep.
Since it's a major no-no to behold a deity naked, he's devoured by his own hounds.
It becomes so much easier to solve your problems by just unexisting the people who disagree with you.
This is naturally a bad idea, and at Zeus's command, Actaeon is devoured by his own hounds. This.
And fencing.
Also, I sleep sometimes. Actaeon's real offense is seeing Artemis bathing, at which point she turns him into a deer, and then he's devoured by his own hound.
Today I'm going to talk about religion.
Every hunting dog in the zip code perks up and bolts after him. Actaeon is eventually run down and devoured by his own hounds. What a twist.
It wouldn't be the 1800s if there wasn't cholera and overpopulation, so...
Charles Francois Bienvenu Myriel, who, you may note, is not Jean Valjean. But And then one day, after being magically impregnated by a ball of feathers...
Oh, hell yeah, this is my jam.
Ah!
Alright, cut it.
Yes!
Kill it. We're done. We're done.
We're done!
This is over.
Happy April Fool's Day! And no matter what gender you pick, there's about a 10% chance of Apollo randomly falling in love with you and getting you killed on principle.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. It's a website, and so can you.
It's respectable, lean, and diaphanous, with a ghostly pallor, and I can't do this!
We're turning on the pain tree. And by the way, when you do put your queen in the laundry, it's machine wash cold and then tumble dry low. There's not a tag, so it's hard to figure out sometimes.
Not to worry though, as it immediately regrows in the form of 2 huge snakes.
This Lego architecture set.
But here's the big problem. Narcissus may be sexy and he knows it, but he's got no interest in sharing it with the rest of the world.
Shall we agree to these peace terms of this glorious peace, and go back home to live in peace? And the Thebans said, wait, we would actually like to, if we could, re-swear on behalf of our allies as well, just like you did, Sparta. And Sparta said, you can't do that. You already swore. You can't re-swear. That's not in the rules. And Thebes said, well, too bad. We're re-swearing. Sparta said, but you can't. And Thebes said, but we will. And Sparta said, guys, this is a peace conference. We're already 99% of the way done. Can't we just call it a day? And Thebes finally said, you know what? No, we won't call it a day. We want to swear for our allies, and if you don't let us do that, then we're declaring war on you. Again. And then the Spartans are confusedly looking at each other like, are these guys for real? But Thebes had already stormed off and assembled an army to fight Sparta. Because remember, all they wanted to do was edit one tiny part of a formal declaration of peace to make themselves look slightly stronger. Are you feeling this pettiness just wafting over you yet?
Unfortunately for you, Narcissus may be sexy and he knows it, but the only use he has for mirror-shined things is admiring his own beautiful face. So the gods figure out that's a human person and refuse to eat. Oh, hell no, I'm not going on a boar hunt with any girls. And she resolves to ruin his life for having the audacity to not be into girls. They give him a stern talking to, teach him the error of his ways, and I'm just kidding. Obviously, they throw him into Tartarus. And she tries to get Hippolytus to sleep with her, which he soundly refuses to do, because and also then he hulks out and kills these 3 guys, but is brought down by the power of boobs. If there's one thing he hates slightly less, it's low-class white people. Hippolytus was lucky enough to get his very own historical cult. And as far as the cult's personal headcanon was concerned, when their women and children kept getting kidnapped, then the men of Ulster get over their collective labor pains and actually start contributing to the battle, aka being a woman disease. Anyway, the monster tells Walton that he's gonna off himself, jumps out the boat window, and vanishes into the snow. Hey man, can you do me a solid because we banged that one time?
You ever lie awake at night thinking wistfully about the Roman Empire, or is that just a me thing?
The mere thought of a Bunsen burner is enough to send him fainting into the nearest pile of cushions faster than you can say consumption-riddled Victorian ingenue.
Were they based in facts? Yeah, probably. Should we treat them as accurate historical sources? No.
Then Fenton ends up turning into a salmon and running away.
Like monarch, like toddler, they want their mommy.
Diabolical sorcerers and heathens, and definitely not gods, we swear.
Marco?
But he's also super ugly and goat-looking and really neurotic about never being seen naked.
What did the letter R ever do to you guys?
Victor prepares to recreate the biggest mistake of his life, but with boobs this time.
During the Industrial Revolution, this precious rock let all the trains go choo-choo.
Everybody dies, except for one ship of like 30 guys who say bollocks to this and sail away.
Aphrodite, help. I need help. Get in your golden chariot and get your butt over here before I die of thirst. American colonists were furious to be treated like, gasp, a colony.
But not before he gets engaged to Elizabeth at the request of his aging father.
Hey, King George, what's the opposite of tea? Yeet!
Who also survives by turning into a fish or something.
Long ago in a distant land, I, Blue, the chibi-shaped master of history, unleashed an informative video. But a foolish YouTube troll, wielding a mechanical keyboard, stepped forth to oppose me. Before the final comment was posted, I tore open a portal in time and flung him into the spam box, where my content is law. Now the fool seeks to return to the comments and undo the YouTube that is Blue.
A black guy.
You can see it here, for it is fancy and bronze.
Hello, Cuculain. It is I, your fairy dad mother.
Ah, perfection. What the hell is this? A full sphere? Are you Final honorable mention.
So she fails to read the room and absentmindedly eats some Pelops' shoulder. Happens to the best of us, I'm sure.
Centuries-old grudges between 2 countries that should probably just make up and kiss already.
No. I know what they told you, but Pelops wasn't killed at that dinner. See, what happened was Poseidon took one look at him and got outrageously horny.
No, guys, you don't understand. It's not that we're greedy, it's that they're bad and don't deserve to exist.
It's basically a thorn bush with skin. Metal.
Uh-oh, super Catholic.
But after a grueling nearly 2.5 centuries of hard labor, these guys say bollocks to this and head back to Ireland.
So I did the most quintessentially me thing imaginable and gave the woman a research project.